And so that for me really kind of became my calling, is to go, hey, I want to ensure, and I didn't even know if I wanted to be a pastor or what that looked like, but I want to ensure that if I'm ever a part of church leadership in any way, that no one will experience what I experienced in that moment, either bringing their friend or as a guest who's coming in for the first time.
The response I got from God as I'm praying, walking through this restaurant, elbow deep in other people's hash browns, was so. And I realized in that moment that God wasn't all that impressed with all the things that I'd done. And this wasn't about building on Jeff's understanding of success. It was building upon this idea of servanthood.
Like whenever I get discouraged, frustrated, feeling like I'm living in a video game where I'm just reacting to everything that's coming my way, as happens to pastors at times, and all of us really too. I go back to like, okay, really, what's the foundation I have to build on? It has to be this relationship with my creator.
And so, starting out of going, what do we do with this? And just saying, we're going to try a bunch of stuff. And we kind of got into the mentality of, it's a laboratory. We're going to experiment. If things fail, we'll move on. And it was hard at first because, we sort of started out by saying there's a bunch of things we got to stop doing because they're bad. They're really bad.
I think there's a lot of people who this call to ministry was very much a call to what their idea of ministry was. And they almost felt like they had to become someone different in order to be a minister, where some of us said, well, we're just going to be us.
People can only be changed, lives can only be transformed through the power and the presence of the Holy Spirit of God. And so I think we have to be really careful not to start owning the wins. In the same way, we can't own the losses.
As the church's sort of broad reach has shrunk through COVID, I actually think depth has grown, right? A deep commitment. So maybe there's less people going to your church, but I think those going to your church might be more deeply committed to what God is doing in and through your community.